Hello Year 2 and welcome to today's science lesson. How did you get on in the last lesson? Were you able to write instructions for Sam so he knew how to make paper? Fantastic. And some of you even sent your instructions to me via email and I was very impressed. I'm sure Sam will know what to do now thanks to all of you. So today we're going to be carrying on with our everyday materials unit and we're going to be looking at identifying different materials that are used for the same product. Now before we talk about what that means, I would like you to think of as many different materials as you can. So pause the video now and have a think. Okay, were you able to remember a lot of different materials? Can you all shout them to the screen now so I can hear them? Wow, you've all remembered a lot of different materials. So we've got wood, plastic, glass, metal, paper, fabric. Okay, there's lots of different types of materials, aren't there? Now, can you remember what a property of a material is? Yes, it's a way we can describe it, can't we? Isn't it? So once again, can you shout as many properties that you can think of to the screen so I can hear them? Wow, once again, you've remembered lots of properties as well. So we've got hard, soft, flexible, rigid, waterproof, absorbent. We've got rough, smooth. Okay, lots of different properties that a material could have. Now let's go back to what we're doing today. So we're identifying different materials that are used for the same product. So that means, for example, we could have a bowl. Now our bowl could be made of glass, it could be made of metal, it could be made of plastic, and it could be made of clay, so ceramic. Okay, so there's lots of different materials that a bowl could be made out of, and it has different purposes. So one example, we could have a plastic bowl is suitable, so it's a good material to use for a bowl for a child, because if you drop it, it won't smash, and it's cheaper, isn't it? A plastic bowl is cheaper. Now, why might we use a glass bowl, do you think? Yeah, well, it is easier to break, that is true, but what if you want to see the food inside your bowl? If you want to present, if you're doing a dinner party, you want someone to be able to see the food in the bowl, then you might want to use a glass bowl. It's a bit posher, isn't it? So we are going to start by asking the question, can you think of anything that is sometimes made from metal and sometimes made from plastic? Okay, pause the video now and have a think. Okay, Yeti, were you able to think of some things that were sometimes metal and sometimes plastic? Do you see what I thought of? So I thought of some drinks bottles. So you can either have a plastic bottle, like lots of you do at school, or a metal bottle. So some of you also have these at school, and I definitely have one of these at school. Now, why might plastic be suitable for a drinks bottle? Why do you think? Yes, that's right. It's a bit cheaper, isn't it? And you can use it once and then you can recycle it and it can be made into a different plastic bottle or be used for a different plastic product. Okay, what about the metal bottle? Now, I use these because I think metal is very suitable for a drink bottle, because if you have a cold drink, it keeps it colder for a long time. And if you have a hot drink like hot chocolate, it'll keep the hot chocolate warmer for a longer length of time. Okay, now we've also got trumpets. Now, one of them's metal and one of them's plastic. What do you think the plastic one might be suitable for? What's its purpose? Yes, that's right. It might be a musical instrument that a child has, and it might not actually make any noise. It might just be to play with. So that could be the purpose of the plastic one. It'd be suitable because it's light for the child and it won't break. Now, what about the metal trumpet? Now, the metal trumpet will be a bit heavier, won't it? So it's probably for older children or adults. And yes, it makes sound, doesn't it? You can play a tune on it. So that is the purpose of that one. Now, what about the slides? We've got a metal slide and a plastic slide. What do you think? Why is metal a suitable material for a slide? Yes, it's suitable because it probably lasts longer, doesn't it, than the plastic one? And it's probably for older children, and you probably go faster on the metal slide, don't you? So that's why it might be suitable. A metal might be a suitable material for a slide. But you can also have a slide that's plastic. Now this is probably for younger children, and it's probably a bit cheaper, okay? But then again, it might break quicker because obviously plastic will break quicker than the metal. Take a lot to break some metal. Okay, so that is what I thought for the different objects that can be either from plastic or from metal. We now have another question. So can you think of anything that is sometimes made from wood and sometimes made from plastic? Okay, pause the video now and have a think. Okay, were you able to think of anything? Should we see what I thought of? So I thought of some toy trains. Okay, now the plastic toy train is probably for older children, and the wooden toy train is for younger children. Okay, so that's how they might be suitable for different age groups. They're different purposes. Okay, one purpose is for older children and the wooden one's for younger children. Then the rulers. Why do you think you can sometimes have a plastic ruler? Why is that suitable? And why is it suitable sometimes to have a wooden ruler? Well, yes, the plastic ruler, well, this one on the screen isn't, but the plastic rulers we have in the classroom, you can see through them, can't you? So you can see where the line is on your page to draw your pencil line. So that is why it's suitable. So it's suitable if you need to see through it. But then again, it's also cheaper. So that's another reason why it's suitable. Now the wooden one, why might that be suitable? Well, yes, it'll last longer, won't it, than the plastic one. Plastic one will probably be easier to snap. Okay, so well done if you thought of those, but brilliant if you thought of any others. Now, I have 3 spoons on my lap. I want you to pause the video and have a think. What materials do you think my 3 spoons are made out of? Okay, pause the video now and have a think. Okay, what did you think? Well, I can hear some correct answers. So my 3 spoons are made of plastic. Okay, I couldn't find a smaller one, but this is a larger one, but you can get smaller plastic spoons. I've got a wooden spoon and I've got a metal spoon. Okay, now my plastic spoon, my wooden spoon and my metal spoon. When would you use each of these spoons, do you think? Pause the video and have another think. When would you use my 3 different spoons? Okay, what did you think? When did you think I would use my plastic spoon? Oh, good idea. What about my metal spoon? And my wooden spoon? I know exactly what I've been using my wooden spoon for over Christmas. I used it for a lot of baking. Now, let's have a look. So the wooden spoons are often used to stir food when you're cooking. Now, wood is a suitable material for a spoon because unlike the plastic and the metal, the plastic would melt if it got too hot, so that wouldn't be very good if you're baking something and it was very, very warm. And the metal spoon can get very, very hot when it's in something warm, okay? So you need to be very careful when there's metal around something hot, okay? You should never touch it. And that's why the wooden spoon is suitable, because it wouldn't melt and it wouldn't get hot. Now the plastic spoons are very, very handy when you're going for a picnic because they're very cheap and you can throw them away. Well, you shouldn't throw them away, you should recycle them. And also babies often use plastic spoons, obviously not the spoon that I had. A baby would not use this spoon, but if it was smaller, then the baby might use it because it's a lot lighter than my metal spoon, okay? So it's a lot easier for a baby to eat with a plastic spoon than a metal spoon. Now, a metal spoon is obviously used to eat with, and they're very easy to clean and they're very difficult to break, okay? So the plastic spoon might snap, especially the ones that you get in the supermarket for picnics. So the metal spoon is a lot harder to break. Now we thought of the spoons. Can you think of anything else that can sometimes be metal, sometimes wood, and sometimes plastic? So we've made it even harder now. There's 3 different materials that you need to think of. Okay, pause the video now and have a little think. Okay, what did you think of? Should we see what I thought of? So not only did I think of my spoons, I thought of some chairs. So we've got a metal chair, a wooden chair, and a plastic chair. Now, when might you use the plastic chair? When do you think? Yes, you could maybe use it outside when you go camping, because if it gets dirty, you can just wipe it clean very easily. What about the metal chair? Yes, the metal chair would last longer, wouldn't it? But it wouldn't be a good idea to use it outside because it might rust if it rains. And the wooden chair would also be inside as well. And you'd maybe use it at the dinner table as well as the metal chair. Okay, it has lots of different purposes. And the plastic chair, you might use it for a child, okay? They might be on a plastic chair or they might be on a wooden chair. Okay, so there's lots of different reasons, lots of different purposes for the different chairs made out of different materials. Now,